Gemini, the next 7 years, building your massive wealth. Hello, my radiant Gemini souls. I'm Elizabeth, your guide and friend here at Esoteric Wisdom. And oh, do I have a cosmic treat for you today? Have you ever felt that electric buzz in your heart? That whisper of something bigger waiting just for you? What if I told you the next 7 years are your time to shine? To weave your quick wit and endless curiosity into a life of wealth and purpose? The universe is tuning to your frequency, Gemini, and it's ready to amplify your brilliance. So, grab a cozy spot, hit that like button, and let's dive into this sacred journey together. You're not just listening. You're part of our starry family. Gemini, you're the woman who juggles a million things: work deadlines, family chaos, maybe a side hustle that keeps your mind buzzing. At 40 and beyond, you've built a life full of connections, ideas, and dreams, but sometimes it feels like the financial freedom you crave is just out of reach. Well, I'm here to tell you, the stars are aligning, and Mercury, your clever ruler, is lighting up a path to prosperity. This isn't about chasing fleeting trends, it's about sparking a transformation that's as vibrant and versatile as you are. Stick with me, and I promise, you'll see your potential in a whole new light. This journey is your personal invitation from the cosmos, Gemini, to break free from limits, ignite your inner spark, and build a legacy that hums with your unique energy. Over the next 7 years, you'll move through 4 incredible phases, each one unlocking a piece of your wealth-building magic. We're talking about spotting opportunities, embracing your natural gifts, overcoming doubts, and stepping into a life that radiates abundance. If this resonates with you, and I know it will, hit that like button and subscribe to keep exploring with us. You're not alone on this path. We're a community of dreamers and doers, cheering you on. What's waiting for you in these 7 years? A life that feels like a conversation with the stars, lively, connected, and full of possibilities. Your Gemini gifts, your quick mind, your knack for connecting dots, your love for learning, are about to become your greatest assets. I'm so excited to share what's ahead, because this isn't just a prediction, it's a spark that'll light up your soul. So, tell me in the comments, what's stirring in your heart today? What dream keeps buzzing in your mind? Drop it below, and let's start this adventure together. Let's not wait another second, your destiny is calling. Gemini, stay with me until the end, and I promise you'll walk away inspired, uplifted, and ready to claim what's yours. This is your moment to shine. So let's jump in and see where the stars are leading you. Chapter 1. Catching the Cosmic Spark, Years 1 to 2. Oh, Gemini, my bright and boundless friends, you're the queens of ideas, always buzzing with thoughts that dance like fireflies in the night. But let's be real, sometimes, all that mental energy can feel scattered, like you're chasing 100 dreams at once without landing on the one that sticks. That's why the first 2 years of your 7-year journey, your cosmic spark phase, are all about catching the right opportunities. The universe, guided by clever Mercury, is about to send you signals, and trust me, they're going to light up your path to wealth like never before. Now, I know you love variety, new projects, new conversations, new adventures keep your soul alive, but in these first 2 years, the cosmos is asking you to focus just a little, not to dim your sparkle, but to channel it into something that grows. You might be juggling a job that pays the bills but doesn't feed your spirit. Or maybe you're pouring energy into friendships that don't quite vibe anymore. Whatever it is, expect some gentle nudges, maybe a missed deadline, a sudden idea, or a chance meeting, that push you to rethink what's worth your brilliance. This isn't chaos, Gemini, it's clarity in disguise. Let me tell you about Claire, a Gemini woman I worked with at 44. She was a marketing freelancer, always hopping between clients, her inbox a whirlwind of pitches and proposals. She loved the hustle, but she was exhausted, saying, "Elizabeth, I'm spread too thin, I don't know where I'm going." Then, in her first year of this phase, a small project, a blog for a local wellness brand, lit something up. She'd always been curious about holistic health, and this gig felt different. I told her, "Claire, follow that spark." She did. pitching a newsletter series that turned into a steady contract. By year 2, she'd niched down, doubled her rates, and felt alive again. That's your cosmic spark. Gemini, a moment that shifts everything. What's coming for you in these years? Flashes of insight. You'll start noticing patterns, maybe a skill you've undervalued, like your knack for explaining complex ideas, or a passion you've tucked away, like writing or teaching. Mercury's influence will sharpen your intuition, making you almost psychic about what's worth your time. You might meet someone who opens a door, a mentor, a collaborator, or stumble across an idea that feels like it was made for you. These aren't random, they're the universe saying, "This is your moment, grab it." But here's where you might trip up. My dear Gemini, doubt. You're so good at seeing every angle that you can talk yourself out of a good thing. I've seen it with Gemini women I've counseled. They'll have a brilliant idea but hesitate, wondering if it's the one, or just another fleeting thought. Claire almost did this, second-guessing her wellness niche because it wasn't big enough. I'm here to say, trust the spark. That little buzz in your gut? It's Mercury whispering. Go for it. Don't overthink, just take the first step. Think of Rachel, a 46-year-old Gemini I met. She was a part-time tutor, dabbling in online courses but never committing. Elizabeth, what if it flops? She'd ask. In year 1, a parent mentioned her gift for making math fun, and it stuck with her. Instead of brushing it off, she leaned in, creating a small video series for kids. By year 2, she had a YouTube channel with thousands of views and a side income she never expected. That spark wasn't just luck, it was her Gemini magic at work, connecting ideas to action. So, my advice for these first 2 years? Say yes to what lights you up. Even if it's small. That coffee chat with a colleague? Take it, it might lead somewhere. That course you've been eyeing? Sign up, it could unlock a skill you'll monetize later. Let go of what dulls your shine, maybe a client who undervalues you or a habit of saying, maybe, when you mean, yes. You don't need to have it all figured out yet. Gemini, you just need to start. Your mind is a magnet for opportunity, so trust it to pull in what's right. This phase might feel like a whirlwind at times, and I know you thrive on movement. But it's okay to pause and choose. You're not losing your freedom, you're gaining direction. You've always been the one who sparks conversations, who sees possibilities others miss. Now it's time to spark something for you. Lean into those flashes of inspiration, because what's coming next will build on every brave choice you make now. By the end of these 2 years, you'll look back and see how far you've come, not because you forced it, but because you followed your light. So, Gemini, catch that cosmic spark. Let it guide you. The universe is tuning you to a frequency of wealth. And oh, it's going to be a beautiful ride. Chapter 2, Igniting Your Inner Brilliance, Years 3 to 4. Oh, Gemini, my dazzling, quick-witted souls, after catching those cosmic sparks in your first 2 years, you're ready to shine even brighter. Years 3 and 4, your igniting your inner brilliance phase, are where the magic really takes off. This is when you stop doubting your gifts and start owning them, letting your Gemini genius light up every corner of your life. Mercury, your clever ruler, is turning up the volume on your intuition. And trust me, the opportunities flowing in now? They're practically tailor-made for your sparkling mind. You've always been the one with a million ideas. Gemini, your brain's like a kaleidoscope, spinning new patterns every day. But in this phase, something clicks. Those sparks you caught earlier? They're not just fleeting thoughts anymore, they're fuel for a fire that's uniquely yours. Maybe you've started a side project that's gaining traction, or you're finally seeing how your knack for connecting people can build something bigger. This is when you lean into what makes you, your curiosity, your charm, your ability to turn a conversation into a doorway. The universe is handing you the mic, and it's time to speak your truth. Let me share a story about Vanessa, a Gemini woman I worked with at 43. She was a busy mom and event planner, always juggling client demands and family life. Elizabeth, I'm good at this, but it's not me, she'd say, her eyes searching for something more. In her 3rd year, after letting go of a toxic client, a spark from phase 1, she had a moment of clarity. She'd always loved storytelling, spinning tales for her kids, captivating guests at events. On a whim, she started a blog about local artisans, just to see where it led. That blog? It exploded. By year 4, she was hosting workshops, connecting creatives, and earning more than her old gigs. Vanessa told me, "I didn't just find a career, I found my voice." That's your brilliance igniting. Gemini, what's happening in these years? You're becoming a magnet for the right opportunities. Your Gemini adaptability, your ability to pivot, learn, and charm, starts working overtime. Maybe you'll pitch an idea that lands a promotion, or turn a hobby like podcasting into a side hustle that pays. You'll notice people drawn to you, collaborators, mentors, even strangers who say, "You should do this for a living." It's not luck, it's your energy aligning with the cosmos. Mercury's influence sharpens your words, making every email, post, or pitch feel like a spell that opens doors. You're not just thinking now, you're creating. But here's the catch, my dear Gemini, you might still wrestle with focus. You're so good at juggling that you might try to chase too many stars at once. I've seen it with Gemini women I've counseled. They'll start 3 projects, each brilliant, but spread themselves thin until they're frazzled. Vanessa almost did this, tempted to add a vlog and a book to her plate before her blog even took root. I told her, pick one flame and fan it. And you know what? She did, and it changed everything. In this phase, your challenge is to trust that one good idea, nurtured well, will burn brighter than 10 half-tried ones. Think of Laura, a 47-year-old Gemini I met. She'd been a corporate trainer forever, teaching others but feeling stuck herself. In year 3, she started sharing career tips on social media, just short, snappy videos born from her love of communication. She doubted herself at first, thinking, who'd listen to me? But her followers grew, and by year 4, she was consulting for small businesses, using her videos as a calling card. Elizabeth, she said, I'm finally doing what I love. And it's paying off. That's what this phase does. Gemini, it turns your natural talents into a beacon that draws wealth your way. So, my advice for these years? Trust your voice and use it. You've got a gift for words, whether spoken, written, or even unspoken in the way you connect, so don't hide it. Start that newsletter, join that networking group, or just speak up in that meeting. Say yes to what feels alive, even if it's outside your comfort zone, like teaching a class or pitching a bold idea. And don't be afraid to let go of distractions, maybe a side gig that's more habit than heart. You don't need to do everything. Gemini, just do what lights you up most. Your brilliance thrives when you give it room to breathe. This phase is also about confidence. You've always been charming, but now you're learning to trust your worth. Maybe you'll negotiate a raise, charge more for your services, or invest in a course that sharpens your skills. Whatever it is, it'll feel like stepping into a version of yourself you've always known was there, bold, unstoppable, electric. You're not just adapting to the world now, you're shaping it. One bright idea at a time. And the best part? It feels effortless, because it's who you are. By the end of these 2 years, you'll look back and marvel at how much you've grown, not because you forced it, but because you let your Gemini magic lead. So, lean into this ignition, my radiant friends. Fan that inner flame. The universe is watching, and it's ready to amplify your brilliance into something truly extraordinary. Chapter 3. Breaking Through the Static, Years 5 to 6. Oh, Gemini, my sparkling, unstoppable souls, you've caught the cosmic spark and ignited your brilliance. And now years 5 and 6 are calling you to soar. This phase, breaking through the static, is where you clear out the noise holding you back and amplify your voice to new heights. Mercury, your quicksilver guide, is tuning your frequency to cut through doubts, distractions, and fears, letting your Gemini gifts shine like a beacon. This is when your wealth-building journey picks up speed. And trust me, the world is about to take notice. By now, you've seen what you're capable of. Gemini, that side hustle you started? It's humming along. That bold idea you pitched? It's opening doors. You're no stranger to juggling ideas and opportunities. But sometimes, the static creeps in, self-doubt, overthinking, or even the weight of others' expectations. These years are about silencing that interference and stepping fully into your power. The universe is clearing the airwaves, helping you focus your energy on what truly matters. This isn't about slowing down your vibrant mind, it's about channeling it into something unshakable and yours. Let me tell you about Diane, a Gemini woman I worked with at 45. She was a communications consultant, always hopping between corporate gigs. Her calendar a whirlwind of meetings and deadlines. "Elizabeth, I'm good at this, but I'm not growing," she'd say, frustrated. In year 5, after building a small online course on public speaking, a spark from her earlier phases, she hit a wall, fear of failure. She worried, what if it flops? But Mercury's influence nudged her to push through. She marketed that course with her natural charm, hosting free webinars that lit up her audience. By year 6, her course was a hit. She'd quit her day job, and her income was climbing. Diane told me, "I finally stopped second-guessing myself. It's like I found my signal." That's your breakthrough, Gemini. What's unfolding in these years? Momentum. Your Gemini knack for connection, whether through words, ideas, or networks, starts paying off big. Maybe you'll land a collaboration that doubles your reach, or turn your blog into a brand that attracts sponsors. You'll feel Mercury's clarity sharpening your decisions, helping you say no to what drains you and yes to what fuels you. People will start seeking you out, clients, partners, friends, because your energy is magnetic now. This is when your wealth grows, not just in dollars, but in influence, confidence, and freedom. But here's where you might stumble. My dear Gemini, the static of perfectionism. You're so good at seeing every possibility that you might freeze, tweaking and rethinking instead of acting. I've seen it with Gemini women I've counseled. They'll have a killer idea, like a podcast or a workshop, but delay launching because it's not quite right. Diane almost did this, polishing her course endlessly until I said, "Done is better than perfect." She laughed, hit publish, and never looked back. Your challenge now is to trust your instincts and move, even if it's messy. Your brilliance doesn't need to be flawless, it just needs to be shared. Think of Monica, a 48-year-old Gemini I met. She'd been a freelance writer, dabbling in social media for small businesses but never fully committing. In year 5, she started posting her own content, snappy, insightful tips that showcased her wit. Doubt crept in. Am I too old for this? But she pushed through, refining her brand with Mercury's guidance. By year 6, she was managing accounts for major clients, charging premium rates, and loving every minute. "Elizabeth," she said, "I stopped hiding, and it changed everything." That's your power, Gemini, breaking through to let your light shine. My advice for these years? Act boldly, but choose wisely. You don't need to say yes to every opportunity. Pick the ones that spark joy and growth. Use your gift for communication to build your empire. Write that proposal. Record that video. Network with that group you've been eyeing. Let go of what clouds your signal, maybe a friend who dismisses your dreams or a habit of overanalyzing. Protect your energy, Gemini, because it's your greatest asset now. And don't shy away from owning your worth. Charge what you're worth. Invest in yourself, and watch how it multiplies. This phase feels like tuning a radio to the perfect station. No more fuzz, just clear, vibrant sound. You're not just reacting to the world anymore, you're creating waves that ripple outward. Your confidence will soar, and you'll start seeing wealth in new ways. A savings account that grows, a schedule that gives you freedom, a life that feels like you. It's not about losing your Gemini spontaneity, it's about directing it toward what lasts. By the end of these 2 years, you'll stand taller, speak clearer, and feel lighter, knowing you've broken through what once held you back. So, Gemini, clear the static, let your voice ring out. The universe is listening, and it's ready to echo your brilliance back tenfold. Chapter 4. Radiating Your Cosmic Legacy, Years 7. Oh, Gemini, my radiant, ever-evolving souls, you've caught sparks, ignited your brilliance, and broken through the static. And now year 7 is your time to shine like never before. This phase, radiating your cosmic legacy, is your grand crescendo, where everything you've built comes together to create something extraordinary. Mercury, your swift and clever guide, is amplifying your voice to the stars. And the wealth you've been cultivating? It's not just growing, it's glowing. A testament to your Gemini magic. This is when you step into your full power and leave a mark that echoes for years to come. You've always been a weaver of connections. Gemini, ideas, people, possibilities flow through you like a current. In this final year, that gift becomes your legacy. The projects you've nurtured, the networks you've spun, the dreams you've dared to chase, they're all converging now. Faster and brighter than you ever imagined. This isn't just about money, though that's coming too, it's about influence, impact, and a life that feels like a masterpiece you've crafted with your quick mind and open heart. The universe is saying, look at what you've done. Gemini, now show the world. Let me tell you about Sylvia, a Gemini woman I worked with at 49. She'd spent years as a freelance copywriter, juggling gigs while raising 2 teens. By her earlier phases, she'd started a newsletter about career transitions, something small, born from her love of helping others find their path. In year 7, that newsletter wasn't just a side project anymore, it was a movement. She launched a podcast, landed speaking gigs, and built a community of thousands. Her income tripled, but more than that, she felt alive. Elizabeth, she said, I'm not just working, I'm inspiring people. This is who I was meant to be. That's your legacy. Gemini, a light that keeps shining. What's happening in this year? Acceleration. Your Gemini agility, your ability to pivot, connect, and communicate, hits its peak. Maybe that course you created becomes a go-to resource, or your consulting business lands a dream client. You're not just participating now, you're leading. Whether it's mentoring others, shaping your industry, or building a brand that's unmistakably you, money flows easier because you've mastered your worth, and opportunities seem to find you, like moths to your flame. Mercury's magic makes every word you speak, every idea you share, a spark that ignites something bigger. But here's a gentle warning. My dear Gemini, don't let the spotlight overwhelm you. You love variety, but in this phase, you might be tempted to chase new shiny things instead of savoring what you've built. I've seen it with Gemini women I've counseled. They'll have a thriving project but start dreaming up 10 more. Risking burnout. Sylvia almost did this, planning a second podcast before her first one settled. I told her, breathe, and let this shine. She focused, and it paid off. Your challenge now is to polish what's working, deepen it, expand it, own it, because that's what turns success into a legacy. Think of Carla, a 50-year-old Gemini I met. She'd been a part-time teacher, but in her earlier phases, she'd started blogging about mindfulness for busy moms. By year 7, that blog was a platform. She was selling ebooks, hosting retreats, and speaking at wellness events. She doubted she could be that person at first, but her Gemini charm and curiosity carried her. Elizabeth, she said, I'm not just sharing tips, I'm changing lives. And it's changed mine. That's your power. Gemini, taking your ideas and weaving them into something that lasts. My advice for this radiant year? Stand tall in your brilliance. Don't shrink from the attention, you've earned it. Keep using your voice. Launch that big project. Negotiate that deal, or share your story with the world. Nurture your connections, your community is your strength. So collaborate, celebrate, and lift others up as you rise. Stay curious, but stay grounded, tweak what's working instead of starting from scratch. And embody your future self now. Walk like the woman who's already living her legacy. Because she's not far off, she's you. Right here, right now. This phase is your reward. Gemini, it's the universe saying, you've built something beautiful, now bask in it. Your wealth might look like a bank account that feels secure, a business that runs smoothly, or a life that gives you freedom to explore. Your influence might spread through words, ideas, or the people you've touched. Whatever it is, it's yours, built with your quick wit, your endless curiosity, and your heart that never stops seeking. You're not just living now, you're radiating, and the world feels brighter for it. By the end of this year, you'll look back and see a legacy that's as vibrant and multifaceted as you are. So, Gemini, shine without apology. Let your light ripple outward. The stars are watching, and they're cheering for every dazzling step you take. Conclusion. And there you have it. Gemini, your radiant 7-year journey sparkling before you like a constellation of possibilities. From catching that first cosmic spark to igniting your brilliance, breaking through the static, and finally radiating a legacy that's unmistakably yours. This is your time to shine. Mercury, your Quicksilver guide, has been with you every step, whispering, "You've got this." I'm so honored to share this path with you, my incredible Gemini souls, because you're not just dreamers, you're creators of a life that hums with wealth and purpose. To every Gemini woman listening, whether you're juggling a career, nurturing a family, or chasing a passion project, you are a force. At 40 and beyond, you've woven countless connections, sparked endless ideas, and carried a curiosity that lights up the world. This journey isn't about changing who you are, it's about amplifying it. Letting your quick wit, your charm, and your boundless energy build something extraordinary. You're not just navigating these years, you're rewriting the stars, crafting a story that will inspire for generations. So, tell me, what part of this journey speaks to you loudest? Is it the spark of a new idea, the courage to break through doubt, or the dream of a legacy that shines? Drop it in the comments below. I'm dying to hear what's buzzing in your brilliant mind. And which Gemini trait makes you proudest? Your adaptability, your way with words, your knack for seeing what others miss? Share it with us, because this community is stronger with every story you bring. If you're a Gemini, or if you're here for a Gemini woman you cherish, stay with us at Esoteric Wisdom. We're a family of starry-eyed visionaries, and there's so much more to explore together, more insights, more stories, more magic. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep this cosmic conversation going. Your voice matters here, and I promise, the best is still unfolding. You're never alone on this path, we're cheering you every step of the way. You are a light, Gemini, a shimmering, ever-shifting light that the universe adores. So go out there, claim your destiny, and let your brilliance ripple across the stars. These next 7 years, they're yours to make unforgettable. Let's weave a legacy that sparkles forever.